Ball was the first winner, then it was you.
Me. Then it was Green Sheep.
Green Sheep, then it was Big Ben.
Yep.
And I think Ben lost to Green Sheep in the previous one, did he?
I think Mysterious lost. Oh, in the previous?
Yeah, when Green Sheep won.
I think that was Mysterious in the final, but Ben was up there as well.
Yeah, I think Ben got knocked out. I remember him being visibly upset
I think it was
about it.
top 4.
And he came back with a vengeance on the next one and won it. What a lad. We love that kind of thing. It looks like Falcone's not having a webcam. That's the technical difficulty that we sorted out. I think we were just getting a picture ready. It looks like we've just stolen one from Twitter or something. So there we go. Falcone looking very regal in his casting, with a badge that I recognise that badge. I know, James. I know it's the Prem badge. Thank you for telling me in my ear.
Just a little bit below.
No, I was setting up for this. Oh, it's the Prem badge, but that's fine. Thanks for telling me.
I wonder if they spent all that time just photoshopping that badge into the picture just to make sure it's there.
Now you see, I got these pictures as well. I think I got them at the same time as Falcone, actually, at the same MCM. I think we both were just like, please take photos of us. We need some headshots.
All right, Falcone with the opening hand of 2 1-drops. Looking probably to go for a 1-drop Cold Blood on the follow-up. There isn't many answers from the from Mysterious. Turn 4 potentially has an answer in the Wolf. But for now, there isn't too much. So it's likely Falcone is going to go for a 1-drop plus Cold Blood, or he's going to go for Coin Fledgling. Of course, Eaglehorn Bow can come out on turn 3, so that's what an argument against the Fledgling. And
he knows there's no snipe in this deck, right? So you could just throw a Fledgling out.
He's going to go for the attack into the face. Maybe he's just going to go for a dagger. Oh my word! That's not a bad one.
One of the best in the game coming off the one. the little wry smile from Mysterious.
Incredible.
What a way to start off the match.
And he gets a free non-overloaded 2-8. Brilliant.
Yeah. Well.
Well, bottom right corner, Falcone? No, obviously not. You can.
One of the things you can do against a 2-8 is you have 2 3/3s in hand. They trade pretty nicely into it. You could just coin out a 3/3 here, coin out maybe the SI onto it. Looks like he's just going to go for a dagger. This gives Mysterious quite a bit more time.
Secret plan, discover a secret. Oh, Snipe's not bad, you know.
Venom Strike also, because you're pretty much always going to get value out of that.
Yeah, very true.
Snipe and Venom Strike, both good options. Obviously, if a 1-drop were to come down on turn 3, which is unlikely, you're probably going to see something like a Henchcan Thug, especially since you've seen the dagger up. So, okay, he's going for the guaranteed value of Venom Strike.
Yeah, this just plays around, like you said, an awkward drop coming out. Also, gives him that extra boost to his Emerald Spellstone. And the Rogue just can't deal with Emerald Spellstone as well, so this deck looks like it's Mysterious sealing up a win pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah, so if there's a swing into this with a Thug, he gets the Snake to deal with the Thug anyway, so it's kind of essentially a snipe in that scenario.
This 2-8 is doing some work here. We're just going to see a coin SI7 onto the 2-2. But you can take the value trade here against the Diamol and the Venom Strike.
Oh, that is a great draw.
Oh my God,
Flanking Strike.
It's like the top decks of Mysterious.
I've felt a few of these in my time. So Rogue historically has a terrible time of dealing with Emerald Spellstone. They're going to have an even worse time dealing with it while you're also behind on board.
And Falcone just desperately trying to find a way to get back in contest here. But this is a really just slam that Emerald Spellstone.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're probably going to take the value trade as well, just to prevent Fungal Mancer. Making 2 3/4s is a way back, but
you keep more of your wolves on board just by making a small value trade like that, you know. However, that's a good way to stall things out a little bit, although you are significantly behind and Deathstalker Rexa is going to ruin your day.
Oh, yeah.
However, he can't have the nuts every turn, right?
Can he not?
Well, that's the question I think Falcone's asking himself. Surely not the nuts every turn.
I mean, he doesn't even need to go for Rexa, he could just go for Unleasher, because the Hunter Hero Power is definitely going to close it out. Unleash allows him to get through pretty much most of this in combination with the Candle Shot and push face damage. And then you've got Kill Commander and the Hero Power. So I'm not sure you even want to go for a Rexar here.
No, I mean, like you said, you've got plenty of other options.
Of course, you are only going to be getting 3 Wolves from this Unleash because you have 4 minions on board already. So you haven't got the board space. That is at least going to allow you to get through most of these taunts. And you're going to be pushing face damage still with the Hunter Hero Power. And the Rogue's getting very low on life total at this point. Yep.
It's looking like a pretty solid game plan here for Mysterious.
Interesting, he decided to pop the shield with a Wolf.
Maybe just trying to keep it as wide as possible. Take a value trade into the 2-1.
Yeah, it looks like he's going more for board here rather than just the face strategy. Either seem fairly winning right now. Just a kind of a stylistic option.
I mean, he got lethal next turn with the Kill Command and Hero Power anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's kind of unstoppable at this point for the Rogue.
Yeah, I mean, you'd faced that 2-8 early on, lost so many trades in your favor, and there we go. I think Falcone, his best option might even just be Vicious Fledgling and Void Ripper. Could he obviously face tank one of these down, but I don't think it makes that much of a difference at this point.
Yeah, I think just the 2-3s. You make a load of 2-3s on board, which obviously trade poorly into your minions. But even with that, it's like you're just going to die. It's a Hunter. You can't let them do that much face damage.
You can't be that far behind as the odd Rogue versus the Hunter.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Falcone assessed his options, said, okay, I could probably survive one more turn, maybe, if he doesn't have the nuts, which he's pretty much had every single turn. So, right, that is a very quick early win here for Mysterious, and he takes that win over Falcone, who now has the Rogue and the Warlock to face up against. The Warlock, like we said, is an even Warlock, and the Rogue is that kind of new Death Rattle Rogue with the additions of the mechanical whelps, which actually has been pretty good on ladder from what I've seen people playing it on streams and stuff. So we'll see which one he pilots up against. And remember, he needs a win with that Warlock because we're kind of guessing that this Rogue's going to do well against the Warrior. So if you can get a win with that Warlock, then you always have that Rogue versus Warrior matchup, which should go in the Rogue's favor.
It can do. It just depends on how greedy you can get with the cubes and things. One thing the Warrior can do is just kill the cube and then go for a brawl.
Yep,
the Rogue has to go for multiple turns of setup with these cubes, which can be tough to do.
Running Ziliacs and stuff though in the Rogue, so you do have a bit of going tool as well, especially. Necrium Vial going in there as well.
Yeah, that is a big one. If you can get a cube on a high value target and then Necrium Vial, you get 4 copied minions out of that cube, which is pretty hard for any deck to deal with.
Lots of 7/7s.
Yes. Looks like we've got even lock against the Shaman, which is the tempo Shudderwock Shaman that we've been seeing a lot today.
I'll tell you what, Skulking Geist, that gets insane value versus this Shaman with basically killing off Unstable Evolution and Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, and Unstable Evolution is a really good tool against even Warlock. And
that's why he's kept it, because he knows the deck list. He knows exactly what he wants to do with it, and it gets 4 cards rid. Get rid of Falcone's lineup. And although the problem is by keeping that much in the mulligan, he has opened himself up to not getting things like Mountain Giant.
Yeah, it's a trade-off. Of course, Skulking Geist is potentially really strong if you can get rid of a lot of the cards from the hand. But if they're still in the deck, it often really doesn't do that much. And it might just draw Falcone to some of his powerful plays, like his 8-drops. So,
oh, well, there you go. It's Mysterious. So he can tap again, and next turn, that's a 3-mana Mountain Giant.
You take those.
I would take those pretty much most days of the week, my friend. Board going wide here, but when you slam an 8/8 on turn 3, you're not that bothered. You can always just Hellfire this and start slamming in the face for 8.
Something interesting about this Shaman deck is it chooses to run Prince Keliseth rather than a Flame Tongue Totem. Normally, if you drop this Giant onto this board, you're really scared of a Flame Tongue.
Oh, what a top deck from Falcone, though. No reaction. That's one thing I do like about Mysterious, by the way. Never gives away if he's tilted. He just doesn't seem to tilt. It can't have 2 hexes, right?
No, not even a slight glimmer of excitement when he sees that off the top. So just thinking what he wants to be doing this turn.
Oh wait, I think he actually froze. Maybe we just didn't see the reaction because he froze. Usually when he sees something come out, he just kind of goes like this.
That's a card I have in my deck.
I have, yes. Or he sees the opponent card and he goes, yes, very well. I accept this. Oh, Falcone's picture's been upgraded. I didn't even see.
Oh, wow.
Glorious mustache, Falcone.
I wonder if we could change the picture every time something bad happens.
Like every game, just do a new Falcone picture. Need to find more. I think James is on it. I can see him moving behind the screens.
It's going for the thrall early here. 4 minions is pretty nice. Quite a wide board.
Might keep it safe against Hellfire as well.
Often not, because there are a lot of 3 drops. But that's not too bad. You've got Death Rattle there, and you've got a 5 health one. So
what does the 3/1 Vertical spawn again?
It's a 2/2 if it dies on your opponent's turn. So
dies to Hellfire though, right? In fact, yeah. It's not Hellfire, it dies to Defile.
Defile would clear almost everything here.
Must destroy.
It would clear everything but the 2/5.
Yes.
And that would be down to 1 HP.
Yes.
Which could be cleaned up with a coin Spellstone and then start jamming in the face for 8 if he wanted to.
Or even just drop in a Volga with it.
Yeah.
Seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I think the Defile Volga seems pretty solid this turn. I want to get 8 damage to face. Don't know about you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can get 8 damage to face now anyway, but I want to get 8 damage to face with a clear board as well. An 8/4, difficult to deal with. Next turn you've got the Skulking Geist to stop lightning bolts.
Yep, so pretty hard for this Shaman to actually clear this Mountain Giant right now.
Yeah, he'd need another Hex. He doesn't have the access to the Wrath of Air totem for the lightning bolt anymore. So, no, with the taunts, you know, I think probably the best way of looking at it at this point, you've got the Tar Creepers. They will absorb some hate for a while.
Going for the Tar Creeper, looking to make an 8-drop here. I'm not sure if this is the best play. Any 8-drop you're going to make is going to line up pretty poorly with this 8/4.
Yes.
Instead, you could decide to go wide and try and deal with it with like the Tar Creepers and maybe a 3-drop, and then go for the strategy afterwards, because your Corridor Creeper is going to get cheaper then as well, and it's more likely that the minion is going to stick.
What do we do now as Mysterious? Like, ideally, we want to slam 8 damage to the face. So we need to find a way that we can do that without losing board too heavily.
So he has got the option to just go tap Hooked Reaver, or this plus Hooked Reaver.
I would Hook Reaver this turn.
I think so, because, I mean, the Spellstone is pretty appetizing as well.
But then you have to wait longer to get your 7/7 on board.
Yeah.
And now you're going to die. You're not going to die. How does he deal with the board? Okay, he's playing it safe.
You can go for a coin tap here as well if you want to start getting closer towards the Hooked Reaver again. I mean, it's pretty unlikely there's going to be as many good targets for that Spellstone. So the Spellstone is definitely pretty good there.
Yeah. And you've now got Lich King lined up, which you would have got anyway, but Lich King lined up for turn 8, which is nice. Unstable Evolution comes through, but there's no great Unstable Evolution targets. He has got that comboed with his Hero Power, which can obviously be useful. KLSF to a 4, and then start spamming that Unstable Evolution up to something maybe useful.
He's going for it straight away now.
Not a great one, obviously. Let's keep going.
So he can get an 8-drop, given that he's, or a 9-drop, given that he started with a 2. Oh. One of the benefits of this card is you can get things like this, which do things as you're upgrading your minions.
You get the rush out of it. Let's see what happens here.
Not great for an 8-drop. Looking for something like Void Walker.
Oh, so it's a taunt at least. It is a taunt.
Yeah, I mean, not the best really for a 9-drop, but 9-drops often have poor stats anyway, other than a few select high rolls like the Void Lord.
Do you just... What do you think you do in this particular turn?
I think it's probably
Spellstone
again. Like, we've seen there's no answer for this giant.
Just slam the Spellstone, maybe drop a Sun Fury onto the other side of the Homunculus, maybe?
Yeah.
Spellbreaker works.
The problem with doing Spellbreaker is you open yourself up to a Lightning Storm.
Falcone's reaction to this play is right there on your screen.
2 7-damage Spellstones?
2 7-damage Spellstones. 2 Mountain Giants. Feels bad, man.
2 Vulgar Homunculuses. Homunculi, as we were told by the production team then.
I guess it is the plural of homunculus.
Well, homunculode.
Don't think I ever want that word repeated in my vicinity ever again, actually, to be honest. I'm not sure homunculode is a word that I like. So Falcone looks like he's going to go with a double Tar Creeper here. You're probably not upgrading anything because you want the taunts, but that means it's lethal for Mysterious with Hellfire. In fact, you can just double Hellfire.
Spellstone.
Well, you can't double Hellfire, no, but he's used 2 Spellstones.
Yeah, Spellbreaker, sorry, I meant. Hellfire or Spellbreaker both do it here.
Yeah, you can just trade Hellfire Slamface. He's going to do it with the top deck one as well. Yeah, you do.
Oh. 2 Hellfires.
Oh, 2 Hellfires. That was a good draw for the Even Warlock, and that was, in my opinion, the deck that needed the win because he definitely has potentially a good matchup with this Rogue into the Warrior. The thing is now we might get a bit of a drawn-out series because this Rogue's got to match up against the the Shaman first. No, the Odd Rogue and the Shaman.
Yeah.
So the Odd Rogue, I think, is probably going to be favoured versus this Death Rattle Rogue.
Yeah. I mean, it really depends on whether you can answer a Hench Clan Thug, honestly.
Yes.
Definitely the Death Rattle Rogue has more long-term value.
Yeah,
bigger swings.
If you get to turn 5 and Falcone's not running away with the board, and you've got combos in hand that you want to set up, yeah, probably good.
Yeah.
So we'll see as we move in, because this is the deck that I was looking forward to the most from this particular matchup. I am also looking forward to Falcone's Warrior. He's probably not going to queue that up just yet, but you need to get the win with it. This is the funny thing about Conquest. It doesn't really matter what you queue, because you need to get a win with a deck at every point. But sometimes the mental fortitude that you can get from getting a win can help you.
Yes, definitely.
It helps you focus a bit better. It helps you get back into the game. And if you set yourself up to a situation where you're like, I'm reverse sweeping this guy, you might make better decisions in that matchup that's considered unfavorable. If you ask Sottle that question, he's like, just queue whatever you want.
I mean, I try and sort of mind games my opponent every time.
Really?
A lot of people say they go for random. If they're going for random and you try and mind games, well, it's like you've both gone random anyway.
Yeah,
so if you think you've got an edge in mind gamesing your opponent, you should absolutely do it every single time.
See, I like that. I like that description there. I remember when Soto was teaching me about Conquest. I think it was on a Premiership or a broadcast for another company, and he was like, "Doesn't matter what you queue in Conquest, so stop talking about it because you've got to win with everything." And I was like, okay, I don't know anything about Hearthstone, so I'm going to believe you. But I think he's right to an extent. You do need to get a win with everything, right?
Yeah.
But there is those mental mind games that you can bring in when it comes to a lineup like this. And now we're just waiting for this final game to get in. I'm wondering if we're just waiting for production to give us a picture change.
Oh yeah.
For Falcone. It's probably they're probably delaying the whole broadcast just so we can change that picture for Falcone again, because I asked them to, which really gives the delay down to me actually.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Sorry guys. My bad.
Oh, we're in.
Nope, same picture for Falcone. We're in, and it is going to be the Odd Rogue that he's taken first here. Probably the best matchup that he has into this particular one, I would say.
Does have a Vast Mindslayer in hand, which is insanely good, particularly with the coin in sort of rogue versus rogue matchups. So he's going to keep that. Necreon Blade picked up, which is a very... it's pretty much the reason why you're playing this deck. It's an incredibly strong weapon. It is a little bit awkward with Rogue because oftentimes you want to be hero powering on turn 2, but he did just pick up a 2-drop, which allows him to get to turn 2 play without kind of wasting his turn, given that he's probably going to be wanting to use the blade on 3.
That's a good pickup though, Daimo. It trades pretty much into everything here. Covern Shiny Finder.
Yeah, this is going to draw his other Necreon Blade if he chooses to play it, which I imagine he will. There's kind of very few turns you really want to be playing it. Of course, it thins your deck by 1 card. You don't really need 2 blades, but you may as well draw the other one, just so you don't have that chance of top decking it later. And a 3-1 on board's fairly decent, even though it's likely just going to get killed by the dagger.
Still, 3 damage to face is always nice, can't complain. I'll take 3 damage to face on turn 2 sometimes. Looks like Falcone's actually going to go a little bit wider here.
So essentially this develops a 1-2 onto the board over a 2-1 dagger.
Ooh, backstab's nice. With Necrean Blade as well means you get a full board clear and retain something on board.
Of course, you don't really want to be having to use the backstab on a 1-2, especially at this stage.
I mean, you don't need to, right? I mean,
yeah, you can afford to take damage from this. You'd rather use the backstab, perhaps in combination with... sorry, a little bit of a missequence from Mysterious. He played the Necrean Blade that he didn't draw from his 2-drop. So now Falcone, if he's been paying attention, has the information
he's got another
that he's got another one in hand. So slight error there from Mysterious.
I mean, they are the micro things that you need to pay attention to at the top level of Hearthstone.
But yeah, also using the backstab. Backstab, you don't always want to use it. It's a combo activator for Eviscerate. It's combo activator for Valspine. Often, it's really hard to activate a Valspine, especially in this deck, which doesn't run many 1-drops. And Valspine is one of the best cards in this matchup.
So, not many good plays for Mysterious. Can't dagger up. There's no Death Rattle to proc.
Yeah.
However, you could... I mean, do you care because you've got a Necrean Blade in hand? I mean, you could just trade the 3-1 into the 3-3 and then just go Cold Blood and hit face.
I mean, sure. Like, Fiery Warx is a good card.
Yeah, Fiery Warx is a good card, for sure.
It looks like it's just going to use the Eviscerate and save the weapon. I'm not sure on this. You have another Blade in hand, which is fine as a turn 5 play, but you don't have another Eviscerate. If you end up kind of bricking on your draw, you're just going to be passing your next turn and not really developing too much.
In death, I exact my revenge.
Leon Voss.
What you could have done on the last turn is simply develop one of your 1-drops. Or Cube's not bad here. It gets clones your Firefly and develops the board. Obviously you want higher targets, but
I mean,
it'll do.
It'll do. I mean, at this point in time, beggars can't be choosers. Just you can clear off this 4-5 with a trade in and the rest of your little dudes. Hit face with 1 first though, please, Mysterious. We don't want to miss that 1 damage. You're not going for late game value with this deck this time round.
I mean, if a 5-mana play is summon 2 1/2s and make a 4/6 that summons 2 1/2s, that's pretty good.
Pretty good. I mean, I'd take that every day of the week.
Yeah. So I think he's definitely going for it here.
And he gets the trade in, so Lillian Voss will go down as well. And that board's still looking pretty healthy. He has another Necrean Blade in hand too.
Yeah.
So at the very worst, he could end up just generating more 1/2s on board.
Because Falcone, with really kind of rigid turns, he's kind of forced to sort of accept that he's getting either value traded here, or he's just going to go for the strategy of killing the cube now and just facing a board of 1/2s. This Death Rattle Rogue deck doesn't run much burst damage or anything. It doesn't run buffs like Fungal Monsters. So these 1/2s are just 1/2s. If you can face that down with 3/3s next turn, they aren't that great.
So that is going to be the Envenom weapon, which I think was stolen from Lillian Voss. I think Lillian Voss got that weapon, Envenom weapon there, which is a really good pickup for Falcone. But Cold Blood is an option as well, and he can actually just start to hit people in the face really hard.
Yeah. So Mysterious sort of switching the game plan to face damage. This weapon, of course, is pretty good at doing that. 6 damage, nothing to snuff at. And then you have, of course, the dagger afterwards. Falcone kind of has to play clean up now. It's likely going to be something like SI this turn with like Tech Hand or something like that. It's probably going to save the Valspine for something a bit bigger that SI can't clear up.
This guy's toast.
So it probably means he's not going to play the Diamol.
Well,
oh, he is.
Maybe he just wants to contest the board at this point. I mean, Mysterious running, is he running any kind of burst? No, because it's not a burst deck at all, really, apart from that Cold Blood. And actually, he's now struggling a little bit, although Mechanical Whelp is something that will have to be dealt with, although can be dealt with and activated with the Valspine, obviously.
So if you go for the Illusionist, it's quite a lot slower than the Whelp, but it's more value late in the long term.
It's a 1/1 copy of something in your hand, right?
Yeah, so if it dies, it will pull out the Whelp anyway. If it dies, and it probably will die, given the fact that Falcone's on 10, he might be inclined to trade into this 3/3.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably a little. I mean, if Falcone hits, oh, he's got the Necrium Blade, of course.
Yeah, this is why I'm saying it's quite a lot slower because you don't get the 7/7 immediately. Yeah.
I think at this point your 7/7 is your Hail Mary, right?
Well, it's kind of like Falcone knows there's another Whelp in hand, so is he going to kill this 3/3?
I mean, you're at 8 HP, I guess. Oh, he didn't trade in. I thought he was maybe going to go face.
It's interesting because if maybe he's just saying you can't kill this 3/3 at all because I'm just going to get another Whelp. So he's saying this is guaranteed face damage because if you kill the 3/3, I've suddenly got another Whelp.
And then he has the Whelp in hand as well.
So it might be a case of Falcone just simply cannot kill this 3/3. I was just going to leave him with 2 1/1s. And then Mysterious is just going to play this Whelp, and he's going to have 3 7/7s. Eventually, he's going to.
I mean, he could just trade them both into the Argent squad. I mean, he could even just hit face. I mean, you could even just hit face with those 1/1s.
I mean, I'm not going to pass up 2 7/7s.
7/7s is true.
And you just play the other Whelp, and it's just so much value.
There is not that many Valspines in the deck, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
And I think this is done. I think Falcone, he can't help but laugh at this situation.
Wait a minute.
He can kill both the 7/7s this time round.
If Falcone kills the Mechanical Whelp, suddenly Mysterious can use Star Aligner.
Well played.
The first time it could be ever used. Alright, Mysterious very happy.
Honourable Sudoku as well from Falcone. Knows that he's done. And Mysterious, I believe, that puts him in qualifying position. He's 3-0 now.
Yep,
so
qualified.